The first thing anyone noticed about young Zayd was the tremor in his hands. It was a fine, persistent shaking, like a leaf caught in a perpetual breeze. In the bustling, ancient city of Nur, where his family had been master weavers for 7 generations, this was not just an inconvenience, it was a catastrophe. The grand loom, a beast of dark, polished oak, stood as the heart of their home and their legacy. It was upon this loom that the legendary Nur tapestries were born, fabrics so intricate they seemed to capture light itself, woven with threads of gold, silver, and the finest silk. To weave them required not just skill, but an unerring, steady hand. Zayd's hands, however, betrayed him. His father, Brother Khalid, a man whose own hands were as steady and weathered as the mountains surrounding Nur, would watch with a heavy heart. "Patience, Zayd," he would say, his voice a low rumble. "The loom does not reward haste. It respects balance." But Zayd was consumed by a fire that patience could not quench. He saw his father's fame, the respect his work commanded, and he burned with a desperate desire to not just continue the legacy, but to surpass it. His inability to control the tremor fueled a frantic energy within him. If he could not be steady, he would be brilliant. If he could not be balanced, he would be extravagant. This was his hook, his desperate grab at greatness. He would create a tapestry so magnificent, so blindingly opulent, that no one would even notice the imperfections wrought by his shaking hands. He would smother his weakness in an excess of beauty. He spent the family's savings on the most extravagant materials imaginable. He bought threads of spun emerald and sapphire, dyed with rare, precious pigments. He purchased raw silk so fine it felt like mist, and gold wire so pure it was softer than his despair. He forsook sleep, working deep into the night by the flickering light of an oil lamp, his body growing thin and his eyes shadowed. He ate sparingly, prayed in rushed, distracted whispers, and withdrew from his friends and family. His father observed this with growing concern. One evening, as Zayd frantically knotted a thread of crimson, his hands shaking so badly he snapped it, Khalid placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "Zayd," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "you are spending your wealth, your health, and your spirit. You are exhausting yourself in the day and in the night. This is not the way." "It is the only way I have, father," Zayd retorted, his voice cracking with fatigue. "I must be great. The tremor will not allow me to be good, so I must be dazzling." Khalid sighed, the sound carrying the weight of years. "Allah loves not the wasters," he quoted softly from the Quran. "You are wasting more than gold, my son. You are wasting the peace that Allah has placed within your reach. Remember the verse, and those who, when they spend, do so not excessively or sparingly but are ever, between that, justly moderate." 25:67. This spending is not just of wealth, but of effort, of time, of one's very self. But Zayd was deaf to the wisdom. He saw his father's moderation as a lack of ambition, a contentment with mediocrity. He pushed on, and after 3 months of furious, unbalanced labor, his masterpiece was complete.